Okay, so for the next part of our discussion, we'll go on with recording of sales of merchandise under periodic inventory system. Kung natatandaan nyo under periodic inventory system, one of the difference of this system between the perpetual is yung recording of cost of goods sold. Under periodic, hindi natin siya nire-record once there is sales transaction. Okay, kaya mapapansin nyo, ang entry lang natin for the sales transaction kapag nagbebenta tayo ng certain goods under periodic is yung para sa selling price lang. Kasi yung cost of goods sold will be determined at the end of the period once we conduct the inventory count. So, same illustration as we have discussed earlier. Dito, kay PW Audio Supply, they record the sale of 3,800 of merchandise. Di ba before meron tayong yung cost dyan. But dito, ang i-account lang natin is yung para sa selling price. So, like for that one, ang entry natin would be debit accounts receivable, 3,800, and credit sales revenue or sales income, 3,800. So, no entry is recorded for cost of goods sold at that time of sale under a periodic system. Yung sales return and allowances under periodic inventory system. Okay, so same with what we have discussed earlier. Dito, hindi natin i-account yung cost of the inventory return, be it defective or damage. Only the entry for the selling price of the goods returned would be recorded. So, like for this illustration, the selling price of the goods returned is 300. So, ang i-account natin, katulad ng entry natin with the perpetual with the selling price, we debit sales return and allowances, 300, and we credit accounts receivable, 300. Again, the cost of goods sold here of the returned products or goods is not accounted. Okay? And for the sales discount, under periodic inventory system and perpetual, they have the same entry. So, like for this one, on May 14, PW Audio Supply receives payment of 3,430 on account. So, yung 3,430 net of the 2% discount. So, ayun na lang yung na-receive natin cash instead of 3,500. For this one, pansin nyo, same yung naging entry natin with periodic and perpetual. Ito ang entry natin sa periodic. Okay? Sa perpetual. Ito yung entry sa perpetual. Ito naman yung entry sa periodic. Same lang siya. Okay? So, again, magkakaroon tayo ng same entry with periodic and perpetual upon recording the sales discount. Okay? Or once the customer pay or pays the balance of the receivable, okay, on discount period or within discount period. Okay, so that's for our periodic inventory system. So para mas maintindihan nyo, let's summarize again our sales transaction and comparing perpetual inventory system and periodic inventory system. So for the sale of merchandise on credit, always take note that under perpetual inventory system, kapag nagkaroon ng pagbebenta ng goods and it was returned, we will account yung cost of the goods inventory returned or cost of goods sold. Okay? So, under perpetual, on May 4, sale of merchandise on credit. Ang entry natin, debit accounts receivable, credit sales revenue, 3,800. That is for the selling price. And for the second part of the entry, debit cost of goods sold, credit inventory representing the cost of the product being sold. And para naman sa periodic inventory system, para dun sa pag nagbenta tayo ng product, only the selling price will be accounted. So, debit accounts receivable, 3,800. Credit sales revenue, 3,800. For the May 8, the merchandise was returned. So, ang gagawin natin dyan, i-account under perpetual, i-account ulit natin selling price and cost, but under periodic yung selling price lang. So, dito, we debit sales returns and allowances, 300, and credit accounts receivable, 300 for the selling price. And for the second part, debit inventory kasi may bumalik sa'yo, and credit cost of goods sold, 140 for the cost of the inventory return. And for the periodic only selling price with debit sales return and allowance is 300 and credit accounts receivable 300. And as you notice, para sa May 14 is the transaction wherein we receive our cash and nagbigay tayo ng discount kasi nagbayad naman si customer within discount period. So, as you notice, same tayo ng entry with perpetual and periodic. We have debit cash 3,430, debit sales discount 70, and credit accounts receivable 3,500. Okay, so that's it for our merchandising business sales transaction. Okay.